Opry of fire. Old Dondley, he watched his jelly jars, and inside the jars were two salamanders, and when they would sweat, he would sweat, and when they stirred inside, he often cried. They remembered their homes deep in the hell fires, and he would remember his own home, and he would keep the fire. Make it blaze like hell in the winter, and he would sweat, and they would sweat. And remembering that lie they called December, he would study their courses, and when the caves sang aloud, he would sweat, and they would sweat, and we would sweat in an Opry of fire. I am the mower, they say, I mowed into night molds or speaking fungi. When I came back home and spoke of her, and my sickle dulled upon the stones like poverty thrice known, foot worn. And blisters appear when the cave's mouth on his hand, and upon crown, on lips, and upon our hills, rivers cut, running like blood still. Had I mown into her gown, and had old Dondley been I? Throw another log upon the fire, and we'll have another dram or 12. Through both hill and thorn, you know, I was torn. Old Dondley, he would twitch, and his salamanders would twitch, and we would blister, and the hills would blister, and the sleeping groundhog king would dream, and his thoughts were stumps of old trees, and we would dream the same dreams, we would dream the same dreams. The night would sweat, and he would sweat, and the fire salamanders would sweat, and the jaw would sweat and cry and bleed, and the fires were beneath our feet, and we are trapped in old hell neath. Through both hill and thorn, you know, I was torn. They say the old singing pools sang in a woman's voice, and therein old catfish lay trapped without a choice, and their eyes are as white as December's lie, and we are all the great fish fry. There is an Opry of fire, and the animals have left you for God. And we burn down our blistered houses, and now walk on all fours and reclaim the thrones you stole. Old Dondley, he watched his jelly jars, and inside the jars were two salamanders, and when they would sweat, he would sweat. Now we will sweat, now we will sweat, now we will sweat.